Sailors spend lots of time preparing to deploy to combat zones. They get shots, take online courses, and update their legal paperwork. And after all that, they head out for expeditionary training. We take you to the Expeditionary Combat Readiness Center, where the training gets serious. Sailors deploy to more than just ships these days, and it's because of this, instructors at the Navy Expeditionary Combat Readiness Center ensure that all of their students have the confidence and training necessary to enter a combat zone. For a majority of the students that arrive at Gulfport, Mississippi, boot camp or A school is the only training they have under their belt. They're not accustomed to wearing individual combat equipment, which includes guns. For some, it's their first time handling a weapon. Their training here will provide them with the basics they need to survive in the field. Their first lesson? Navigation.
Hi, my name is Mike Hager. I'm an instructor here. This afternoon what we're going to do is a basic land navigation course. We're going to give them their 8-digit grid coordinates. They will plot those grid coordinates and we will move from position to position. It gives them the basic understanding of land navigation, whether they're on a convoy, working at a fob, or anything like that. It gives them a basic understanding of how to read a map, how to read a compass, and put the two and two together. The understanding and basic concept of land navigation can be utilized anywhere within NECC, whether it's mobile security, riverine, CB battalions. It's a very good skill that they need to learn because in the event that they're put into a terrain or a situation like that, they have the basic skill levels to read a map, understand a map, read a compass, and get from point A to point B or where they need to go to a safe area. I think for the first-time student ever being out reading a map or in a wooded area, the first thing that they have to get over is the fear of the unknown. But once they get to that first objective and they see that it's really not that difficult, they do really well.
After students learn how to navigate through the wilderness, they're taught how to aid their shipmates if the unforeseen should happen while in the battlefield. This may be the most intense first aid training given to anyone coming from boot camp or even the fleet. For some, it's a wake-up call.
There, one over there, one more, go over there, see him. Yeah, grab a kit.
My name is Ian F.R. Brooks. We are learning how to do first aid on battlefield victims. It could save someone's life someday out on the battlefield, and it can keep someone from bleeding to death.
First aid isn't the only skill these sailors learn when it comes to battlefield operations. Each has to know how to carry a wounded shipmate, a task that requires both knowledge and strength before it can be completed. These sailors will learn multiple ways to perform a proper carry. Some are easier than others. It might look fun, but make no mistake, on the battlefield, the way you help your shipmate get to safety could affect whether or not they live or die. After that, sailors are taught how to properly don a gas mask for a possible CBR or chemical, biological, radiological attack.
You want to make sure, first and foremost, that none of these straps are twisted, okay? Have him hold it in place, and then you're going to be his little personal helper.
During the 4 weeks at ECS, one of the most popular and perhaps most important skills that sailors learn is how to handle a weapon, specifically the M4 carbine, which will soon be replacing the M16. During this part of the course, sailors learn the ins and outs of the rifle, how to put it together, and how to break it down. They also do a lot of shooting.
One line behind each toe. One line behind each toe.
name's Whitney Duran. I'm a training here at ECS. I was pretty excited because I don't have any weapons training at all, so I want to get more so I can be better when I go over. The first couple days I had a lot of trouble learning how to put my hands on it or maneuver it just because it was so awkward. I mean, it's kind of a lot to take in, especially for a person like me because it's my first time ever with any of this, but it's just the basics, and just learning all this feels like a lot, but I know that once I get out to my battalion it's going to be a lot more. And so I feel like they trained us really good here, just the basic knowledge that when I get to my battalion, I feel confident I'll be able to do as well over there.
Students will qualify on both the M4 and the M9 during this time, gearing them up for their final test, which will include everything that they've learned during the 4-week period.
I'm Dominic Torty. I'm an instructor. This is where they actually get to identify the effects of tachypsyche, the auditory exclusion, the tunnel vision, the loss of fine motor skills, the heart rate accelerating into levels they've never even seen before. It's gonna help them to manage themselves a lot better under fire. It's gonna bring about a discipline. It's also gonna help them out in shoot and no shoot scenarios, and perhaps we can make less incidences occur, whether it be on our side or the civilian side of things. They're going to learn different things can happen on checkpoints, and just how quickly it can go from calm to deadly, and they're going to have to react to that with the skills we've taught them so far. This is the eye-opener for a lot of them, that there's no cool music in the background during combat. You know, I think the students are seeing everything for the first time, it seems like, for a lot of them. And some of ours are combat veterans. But for the new ones, and even the senior ones that have never seen these combat zones, it's definitely an eye-opener.
More than 6,500 students have completed the course already since its inception in 2006. It will continue to grow and teach the basics of expeditionary warfare. For All Hands Television, I'm Petty Officer Mark Schultz.